Chinese mythology is amazing. It is packed with exciting stories, powerful gods, brave heroes, and strange creatures that feel larger than life. These legends are full of action, mystery, and magic, and they have been passed down for thousands of years. Every story opens a door to a world where dragons rule the skies. Mortals challenge fate, and the line between gods and humans is never clear. This is a world where anything can happen, and once you step into it, you will not want to leave. China is such an interesting place, and learning about its mythology makes that world even more exciting. These stories help us understand how people saw the universe, explained the unknown, and shared their values through powerful legends and unforgettable characters. Dragons, spirits, and monsters bring Chinese mythology to life in an exciting way. Dragons soar through the skies and control rain and rivers. Spirits move between the human and divine worlds, and monsters test heroes with danger and fear. These creatures make every story feel magical, unpredictable, and full of energy, as if the world itself is alive and watching. Chinese mythology has epic heroes who face impossible challenges and never give up. These heroes battle powerful enemies, outsmart gods, and push past their limits even when the odds are against them. Their journeys are filled with danger and sacrifice, showing courage, determination, and the strength to keep going no matter how hard the path becomes. Many myths explain how the world, nature, and humanity began. These stories describe the creation of the sky and earth, the shaping of mountains and rivers, and the first steps of human life. They turn the origins of everything into dramatic tales filled with gods, giants, and powerful forces that shape the world we know. Gods and humans interact in Chinese mythology, which leads to dramatic and unpredictable stories. Mortals challenge the will of the gods. Gods test humans with trials and rewards, and their choices often change the fate of the world. This constant clash between divine power and human determination keeps the stories tense, emotional, and full of surprises. Many stories teach lessons about courage, loyalty, and balance. Heroes are rewarded for standing up for what is right, staying true to those they care about, and knowing when to act and when to hold back. These lessons are woven into exciting adventures, making the stories meaningful as well as entertaining. Every region has its own unique legends, making the mythology feel endless. Different areas tell stories about local gods, spirits, heroes, and creatures, each shaped by the land and the people who live there. No matter how much you learn, there is always another myth waiting to be discovered. Movies, TV shows, games, and books based on Chinese mythology are amazing as well. These stories come to life through stunning visuals, intense action, and unforgettable characters that pull ancient legends into the modern world. A great example is Black myth Wukong, which brings the Monkey King to the screen with epic battles, powerful enemies, and a dark mythical atmosphere that feels both fresh and timeless. These adaptations prove that Chinese mythology is not just history, but a living world that continues to inspire and excite people everywhere. This game is fantastic and definitely worth playing for anyone who wants to experience Chinese mythology firsthand. It captures the spirit of the legends with intense combat, beautiful worlds, and powerful enemies that feel pulled straight from ancient stories. The game has been extremely successful, and many players love it for good reasons, from its visuals to its deep myth-inspired storytelling. You can tell the game developers did their research and truly appreciate the mythology. Every detail, from the character designs to the environments and enemies, feels inspired by real legends rather than random fantasy. This care and attention make the game feel authentic, as if the developers wanted to honor the myths instead of just using them as a backdrop. This is just the first game in the franchise, with many more likely to come in the future. That makes it exciting to imagine which other figures from Chinese mythology they will focus on next, from legendary heroes to powerful gods and fearsome creatures. Each new game has the chance to explore a different story, setting, and myth, turning this series into a growing journey through one of the richest mythological worlds ever created. Blade and Soul is another awesome game inspired by Chinese mythology, along with elements from other Asian mythologies. Its world is filled with martial arts, spirits, legendary creatures, and dramatic stories that feel rooted in ancient legends. The game blends fast-paced combat with a strong myth-inspired setting, making it feel stylish, intense, and deeply connected to its cultural influences. The game is a lot of fun to play and is definitely worth checking out. Its combat feels fast and satisfying, the world is beautiful and full of personality, and the story keeps pushing you forward. Whether you enjoy action, fantasy, or myth-inspired worlds, it offers an experience that feels exciting and rewarding. When it comes to movies, the Niza films are some of the best examples of Chinese mythology brought to the screen. These movies use stunning animation, bright colors, and smooth action to make the world feel alive and full of energy. Niza is shown as a powerful but troubled hero, which makes his story emotional and easy to connect with, especially for younger viewers. The films balance intense battles with humor and heart, showing themes of destiny, family, and choosing your own path. By retelling an ancient legend in a modern and exciting way, the Niza movies introduce Chinese mythology to a new generation and prove that these old stories still have the power to inspire and amaze today. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is another awesome movie that draws inspiration from Chinese mythology. As part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it blends ancient legends with modern superhero storytelling in a way that feels fresh and exciting. The movie features incredible action scenes inspired by martial arts, a compelling story about family and identity, and strong performances that bring the characters to life. By mixing mythological elements with a big cinematic scale, the film introduces Chinese-inspired legends to a global audience and shows how powerful these stories can be in modern movies. A Shang-Chi sequel is also in the works, which makes it exciting to think about what comes next. It will be intriguing to see which new elements of Chinese mythology they choose to explore, from legendary creatures to ancient gods and mystical realms. The sequel has the chance to go even deeper into myth-inspired stories, while expanding the world and raising the stakes in new and creative ways. Mulan, both the animated film and the live-action remake, are also fantastic movies inspired by Chinese legend. They tell the story of a brave young woman who steps forward to protect her family and her people, showing strength, honor, and sacrifice. The animated version is remembered for its heart, music, and memorable characters, while the live-action remake focuses more on action, visuals, and a serious tone. Together, they show how a legendary story can be told in different ways while still honoring the courage at the center of the myth. The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon, is a fun and entertaining movie that also pulls from Chinese mythology. The film features powerful mythological monsters that turn the Great Wall into the last line of defense for humanity. With large-scale battles, striking visuals, and a strong sense of danger, the movie brings ancient legends to life in an exciting way. While it takes creative freedom, the myth-inspired creatures and heroic struggle add to the sense of mystery and fantasy that makes Chinese mythology so engaging to watch on screen. There are also plenty of movies based on the Monkey King and Journey to the West. This legendary story has been retold many times, with different styles and tones because of how exciting and imaginative it is. The Monkey King is a fan favorite, known for his wild personality, incredible powers, and rebellious spirit. These movies are filled with magic, action, humor, and adventure, making them some of the most entertaining adaptations of Chinese mythology and a major reason why these legends remain popular today. The Forbidden Kingdom, starring Jackie Chan and Jet Li, is another exciting movie inspired by Chinese mythology. The film brings together legendary martial arts action with myth-inspired elements, including the Monkey King and magical weapons. Seeing two martial arts icons share the screen makes the movie especially memorable, while the fantasy setting and adventurous story help introduce classic Chinese legends to a wider audience in a fun and entertaining way. Over the Moon is a really fun animated movie on Netflix that is inspired by Chinese mythology. It tells a heartfelt story filled with colorful animation, catchy music, and emotional moments that make it easy to enjoy for all ages. The movie introduces mythological elements like the moon goddess in a playful and creative way, helping viewers connect with Chinese legends through a modern and relatable story. American-Born Chinese is an incredible show that draws heavily from Chinese mythology. It blends mythological characters like the Monkey King with a modern setting, creating a story that feels fresh, exciting, and meaningful. The show balances action, humor, and emotion while exploring identity, family, and belonging, making the mythology feel relevant to today. By bringing ancient legends into a modern world, it introduces Chinese mythology to a wider audience in a powerful and memorable way. It is sad that the show was cancelled due to low viewership after only one season. There was so much more story left to tell, with many mythological characters, plotlines, and character arcs that could have been explored. The show had strong potential to grow and reach a wider audience over time, which makes its early ending especially disappointing for fans of Chinese mythology. Chinese mythology is way better than Sword Art Online. Chinese mythology is rich, creative, and full of powerful stories that have lasted for thousands of years, while Sword Art Online feels boring, bland, and forgettable in comparison. Its world and characters lack depth, and the story relies on weak ideas that fade quickly once the excitement is gone. When you put it next to the depth, imagination, and lasting impact of Chinese mythology, Sword Art Online simply does not measure up. The characters in Sword Art Online are nowhere near as interesting as the heroes from Chinese mythology. They feel flat and poorly written, with very little growth or depth. In contrast, mythological heroes face real trials, make hard choices, and change because of their struggles. Compared to legends that have lasted for thousands of years, the characters in Sword Art Online feel shallow and easy to forget. While Chinese mythology teaches people important lessons, Sword Art Online does the opposite. Instead of meaningful themes or lasting ideas, it often feels boring and empty. By the end, it leaves you feeling like you wasted your time. Especially when compared to stories that actually inspire, challenge, and stay with you long after they are told. Chinese mythology has withstood the test of time, with people still talking about its stories after thousands of years. These legends have lasted because they are meaningful, powerful, and deeply memorable. Sword Art Online does not have that kind of impact or depth. It lacks the strength to endure, and in time it will fade away and be forgotten while Chinese mythology continues to live on. Sword Art Online is proof that popularity does not equal quality. Just because something has a large audience does not mean it is well written, meaningful, or memorable. Hype and numbers can push a series into the spotlight, but that does not change weak storytelling, shallow characters, or wasted potential. True quality comes from depth, care, and lasting impact, not just how many people are watching. It is baffling how anyone can genuinely like Sword Art Online when there are so many better shows and movies to watch. With stories that have stronger writing, deeper characters, and more creative worlds available, choosing something so shallow makes no sense. When compared to richer and more meaningful stories, Sword Art Online feels like a waste of time and attention. Sword Art Online feels insulting to its target audience, gamers. It often comes across as if the author has little real experience with games and did not do proper research. The game worlds are poorly designed, full of systems that make no sense, and they ignore basic ideas of balance, progression, and player behavior. Instead of feeling like a believable virtual world, it feels fake and shallow, which makes it frustrating to watch for anyone who actually understands games. Anyone who actually plays games should feel offended by it. The way Sword Art Online treats gaming feels lazy and disrespectful, as if real players would not notice how little effort went into making the game worlds believable. For people who understand games, it comes off as careless and out of touch rather than exciting or immersive. The Sword Art Online fanbase can also feel very unwelcoming. Many fans treat the series like a masterpiece and refuse to admit that it has clear flaws. Any criticism is often ignored or attacked, as if the show is beyond question. To them, Sword Art Online is the greatest creation in human history, which comes across as unrealistic and out of touch. This kind of blind praise only makes the problems with the series stand out even more. It is best to just avoid Sword Art Online and its awful fanbase entirely. There is no real value in engaging with people who refuse to accept criticism or have honest discussions. Ignoring it altogether saves time and energy that could be spent enjoying stories that are actually creative, meaningful, and worth talking about. There are many good reasons why many people dislike Sword Art Online fans. They often come across as rude, annoying, and toxic, especially toward anyone who criticizes the series. Instead of having normal discussions, they shut people down and turn everything into an argument, which makes interacting with the fanbase exhausting and unpleasant. Just watch one of the movies or shows based on Chinese mythology that I mentioned earlier, or try playing the games inspired by these legends. You will find stories that are exciting, creative, and full of meaning, with characters and worlds that actually stay with you. These myths offer action, emotion, and imagination that make the experience feel rewarding instead of empty like Sword Art Online. Let us take a closer look at some of the titles mentioned earlier and explore what makes each of them special and worth your time.
In ancient China, a group of European mercenaries encounter a secret army that defends the Great Wall of China against a horde of monstrous creatures called the Tao Te. If you were one of the characters in the Great Wall, what should you do? How can you survive and defeat the monsters? In this video, I'll break down the Great Wall movie, explain all the mistakes made, see if I can make better decisions than the characters, and ultimately try to beat the Tao Te. Let's get started. The movie begins with some European mercenaries looking for black powder in China. There's William, Tovar, and a few others. During the night, a monster attacks the mercenaries. William cuts off the monster's hand and pushes it over the cliff. William and Tovar are the only survivors. They bring the monster's hand with them and quickly move away. This is a smart thing to do. More monsters might come, so you should get away from here as fast as possible. William and Tovar reach the Great Wall of China, and they're taken prisoner by the soldiers of the Nameless Order, which is an ironic name since they're not nameless if their name is the Nameless Order. Bandits were chasing William and Tovar, so they couldn't really go on an alternate route to avoid getting captured by the Nameless Order. The Nameless Order take the severed monster's hand, and William explains to Commander Lin where he got it. Strategist Wong tells William and Tovar that the monster was a Tao Te scout. Commander Lin and Strategist Wong can both speak English, so William and Tovar should speak in Spanish if they don't want the Nameless Order to understand what they're saying. The Tao Te suddenly attack the Great Wall early and begin their assault, so the soldiers fight back. We see that the female soldiers jump off the ledge to spear Tao Te and are pulled back with a cable. This doesn't seem to be very effective since the Tao Te can easily kill the female soldiers. Furthermore, they shouldn't be wearing so much armor. It's going to add more weight and make it harder for them to get pulled back up. The armor won't prevent the Tao Te from killing you, so it's better to not wear any since you can be a lot more agile without the armor. The female soldiers could also throw the spears. They don't need to get within reach of the Tao Te. The army already had a bunch of archers and catapults, so they should attack from a distance using projectile weapons instead of up close. The Tao Te's weak spot are the eyes on their shoulders, so the archers should try to aim there since a direct hit to the eyes will instantly kill the Tao Te. The Nameless Order could also dig a huge ditch around the Great Wall. The Tao Te can't fly, so they wouldn't be able to get near. There are a bunch of soldiers beating some drums. Are these really needed? I think they would be more useful in battle. The Tao Te Queen commands the rest of the monsters. William and Tovar help the Nameless Order fight. They kill some of the Tao Te, and the Queen calls off the attack, so the rest of the Tao Te retreat back to the mountains. William and Tovar earn General Xiao's respect. They're invited to stay and rest. William and Tovar also meet another European man named Ballard. He says that he came to China to look for black powder as well. After cleaning up, William shows off his archery skills. William also talks with Commander Lin. She mentions how Ballard was the one who taught her English. Ballard then shows William and Tovar that he found the black powder in Strategist Wong's supply. The three of them plan to steal the black powder and escape during the next Tao Te attack. This sounds like a good plan. The Tao Te are really deadly, so you should get far away from here if you don't want to get killed. Strategist Wong then reveals some more information about the Tao Te. 20 centuries ago, there was an emperor whose greed brought deep suffering to all of China. The heavens sent a meteor that released the Tao Te. From that day on, the Tao Te rise every 60 years to attack the north of China. They come to remind us of what happens when greed is unchecked. The Tao Te eat anything alive or dead, and they take food to their queen. The queen then creates more Tao Te. Based on these details, there are a few ways to beat the Tao Te. First, the Tao Te only attack once every 60 years, and they retreat to the mountains. The soldiers could try bombing the mountains when the Tao Te aren't attacking since they have black powder. Strategist Wong said that anyone who goes to hunt the Tao Te never returns, but they know which mountain the Tao Te are located, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find them. They just need to kill the queen, and the rest of the Tao Te will be useless. Second, they can wait for the Tao Te queen to start starve to death. It won't be able to create more Tao Te without any food. Third, the current emperor should stop being so greedy. The Tao Te are here to remind the Chinese people what happens when greed is unchecked. So maybe if the current emperor isn't greedy, then the Tao Te won't attack anymore. 2 Tao Te are able to reach the top of the Great Wall. The army should have soldiers on the lookout. General Shao is killed and Commander Lin is now in charge of the Nameless Order. An envoy comes from the palace and brings records to help with the oncoming battle. They believe that magnets can make the Tao Te deaf. Without instruction from the queen, they fall still. That's why William was able to easily kill the Tao Te scout at the beginning of the movie. But if the Chinese people already know this, then why haven't they tried searching for more magnets? They have 60 years between the Tao Te attacks. It shouldn't be hard to find more magnets since magnetic stones are used to make compasses in China. The compass was invented in China sometime between the 2nd century BC and 1st century AD. William suggests testing the magnet theory to see if it's true or not. This is a smart plan, but why did nobody try to do it before? Tovar is angry at William because they're supposed to steal the black powder and escape, not help the Nameless Order fight. I agree with Tovar. The mercenaries came to China for the black powder and now they found it. They should leave while they still have a chance. There's no guarantee that they'll survive the future Tao Te assaults. During the next wave of Tao Te attacks, we see that the soldiers have huge blades in between the wall to slice the monsters. They also have big harpoons laced with sleeping potions. Why didn't they use these during the previous battle? It would be a lot more effective than jumping off the ledge and trying to kill the Tao Te with spears. William and Tovar go to the ground and try to capture one of the Tao Te alive so they can test the magnet theory later. This is incredibly risky. More soldiers should have gone to the ground to help William and Tovar fight. There's also a thick fog so the soldiers can't even see what's happening. William and Tovar should just leave with the black powder while the other soldiers are busy. This isn't their battle. The archers use arrows equipped with black powder to fight the Tao Te. This is not a wise choice. They might accidentally shoot William and Tovar. The soldiers should have used these explosive arrows during the first wave of the Tao Te attacks. William passes out, but the plan is successful and they capture one of the Tao Te alive. Strategist Wong tests the magnet theory and it works. The Nameless Order should find as many magnetic rocks as they can to use against the Tao Te. As mentioned before, the Chinese people have used magnetic rocks to make compasses. The captured Tao Te is taken to the capital and sent to the emperor. This is a bad decision. They should keep it here and study it. They don't have to take it to the capital to study it. William refuses to leave the Great Wall since he finally has a worthy cause to fight for. Tovar and Ballard steal some black powder and try to escape without him. William catches up to Tovar and Ballard. He tries to prevent them from leaving, so they knock him unconscious and escape. William should have just let Tovar and Ballard go. They didn't want to stay and fight the Tao Te, so William can't force them to do that. A tunnel is discovered at the base of the Great Wall. Turns out that the previous Tao Te attacks have been a distraction, so they could dig this tunnel. This is another reason why digging a huge ditch around the Great Wall would have been a good strategy. The Tao Te wouldn't be able to get close and dig the tunnel. William is arrested by the Nameless Order. However, General Lin allows him to leave after the Tao Te have invaded the kingdom. Strategist Wong tells William to warn the rest of the world what's coming. But who's going to believe William? I doubt people are going to take him seriously. Plus, we learned earlier that the Tao Te only attack the north of China, so the rest of the world should be safe. Strategist Wong says that their only chance is to kill the queen or they will all die. William chooses to stay and join join the Nameless Order in the fight against the Tao Te. Ballard betrays Tovar and rides off with the black powder. He gets captured by bandits and they accidentally ignite the black powder, which kills themselves and Ballard. It's a good thing Tovar wasn't with Ballard. At the capital, the Tao Te is presented to the Emperor, but it knocks away the magnet and reveals its position to the Queen. Bringing the Tao Te to the capital wasn't a good idea. They should have also tied the Tao Te down so it couldn't move around. The citizens of the capital should have evacuated by now. The Nameless Order flies to the capital in hot air balloons to fight the Tao Te. They should fly higher up so the Tao Te can't reach them. William comes and saves General Lin in the nick of time. The characters go to the palace and strategist Wong suggests killing the Tao Te Queen with explosives. The Tao Te won't attack when the Queen is feeding, so they have a chance. They'll tie explosives around the captured Tao Te and feed it so they can send it back to the Queen. The characters could just fly above the Tao Te Queen in the hot air balloon and drop bombs on her. The Tao Te are above ground, so the characters go through an underground canal. But a bunch of Tao Te break through and one of the soldiers sacrifices himself to save the others. This guy was already badly wounded, so he probably wasn't going to survive. Might as well go out a hero. The characters release the captured Tao Te and it returns to the Queen. William and Lin climb a tower so William can shoot the black powder with an explosive arrow. William misses the shot, so they need to get to higher ground. Strategist Wong sacrifices himself to buy some time for William and Lin. William tries to shoot the black powder again, but the Tao Te Queen's bodyguards block the shot. William throws the magnet into the horde and creates a gap. Lin throws the spear attached with the explosives and it detonates the black powder. There's a huge explosion and the Tao Te Queen is killed. The rest of the horde is paralyzed and falls away. Afterwards, William and Lin return to the Great Wall. The Nameless Order has captured Tovar again, but William is allowed to return home with him instead of choosing to take the black powder as a reward. William shouldn't have come back for Tovar. He left him for dead, so they're clearly not great friends. General Lin has also been promoted to General of the Northwest Territory. Finally, the movie ends with William and Tovar riding off together. And that's how to beat the Tao Te in the Great Wall. Do you have any better strategies or methods? If so, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of the Great Wall? I personally thought it was decent. The visual effects were pretty good and the action was fun to watch. What movie should I do next? Leave a suggestion. Be sure to also check out some of the other How to Beat videos on this channel. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
With the Mulan live-action remake coming out soon, let's revisit Disney's original 1998 animated version. There's actually a ton of Easter eggs, references, and hidden details that you might not have noticed in Mulan, so I'll explain some of them in this video. Here are 25 Easter eggs in Mulan. Number 1. Punctual.
Punctual.
Punctual is a reference to Jasmine from the 1992 Aladdin movie. Jasmine also said the word punctual in a similar way.
Punctual.
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 This is a fitting connection because Filipina singer and actress Lea Salonga provides the singing voice for both Mulan and Jasmine. Number 2. Little Brother.
Little brother.
Mulan's dog is named Little Brother. In the original Ballad of Mulan story, she had an actual little brother. Her dog might have this name because she considers him to be like a little brother. Number 3. Cricket.
Besides, I've got all the luck we'll need.
Crickets are believed to be good luck in China, hence the cricket in this scene. During the Tang Dynasty, people would even keep crickets in cages in order to appreciate their songs. Number 4. Sister Act 2. Back in the Habit.
We're gonna turn this sow's ear into a silk purse.
The lyrics, "We're going to turn the sow's ear into a silk purse," is very similar to a line said by Mother Superior in the 1993 movie Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. Number 5. One move. Mulan is able to win this game of Chinese chess in a single move. This foreshadows how one single move is enough to bury the entire Han army later in the movie. Number 6. Animators. The writing on the temple stones here are the names of the actual Disney animators who worked on this movie. Their names are written in ancient Chinese. Number 7. Family names.
The show
family, the Yi family, the Fa family.
All of the family names that are being called out here, except the Fa family, are real family names of Mulan's screenwriter Rita Shao's childhood friends. Number 8. Frankenstein. Mushu's pose with his outstretched arms and "I live" line is a reference to Frankenstein. Number 9. Mushu. The name Mushu comes from Mushu pork, which is a northern Chinese dish which possibly originates from Shandong. It could also be a reference to Mushu Su, which is a creature from ancient Mesopotamian mythology. Number 10. American Gothic.
Not to mention they'll lose the farm.
The old couple here strongly resembles the old couple from the famous American Gothic painting by Grant Wood. Furthermore, Barry Cook, one of the directors of this movie, voices the man. Number 11. Crossdresser.
Your great-granddaughter had to be a cross-dresser!
This is the only Disney animated movie that uses the phrase crossdresser. It was a big deal, and the movie almost got a PG rating due to this one phrase alone. Number 12. Limp noodle.
Chicken boy, say that to my face, you limp noodle.
Mushu calls Yao a limp noodle. This is the same insult used by Eddie Murphy's character in the 1996 movie The Nutty Professor. Number 13. Ah Chu.
Achoo.
One of the fake names that Mulan tries here is Ah Chu. Pat Morita, the voice of the Emperor in this movie, played a character named Ah Chu on the American sitcom Sanford and Son. Number 14. Flower vase.
Fazoo. The Fazoo?
I didn't know Fa Zhu had a son.
Mulan's family name in Cantonese is pronounced Fa. In Mandarin, it's Hua. This means flower. So Mulan's full fake name is Hua Ping, which translates to flower vase. Number 15. Sleeping Beauty.
All right, rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Come on, hop, hop, hop.
Sleeping Beauty is a reference to the 1959 animated musical fantasy movie, Sleeping Beauty. That movie was also produced by Disney, and it's based on the fairy tale by Charles Perrault. Number 16. Boxers. The pink boxers with red hearts are the same ones that Prince Ahmed was wearing in the 1992 Aladdin movie. Number 17. Doll. The doll here kind of resembles Lilo from the 2002 Lilo and Stitch movie. Chris Sanders, the co-writer and co-director of Lilo and Stitch, was also the voice of Little Brother, and he worked on the screenplay for Mulan. Number 18. The Lion King. This scene of the Han army charging down the snowy mountain is quite similar to the wildebeest stampede scene in the 1994 movie The Lion King, which is another movie produced by Disney. Number 19. Entourage.
Getting the top shelf and entourage.
Mushu says that he wanted to have an entourage. This is a meta joke about Eddie Murphy's career. One of his persistent jokes is that he had a large entourage. Number 20. Aladdin. Although there were some minor adjustments, some footage of the Forbidden City in this movie is recycled footage from the scene A Whole New World in the 1992 Aladdin movie. Number 21. Drag. The male characters are dressed up in drag. Harvey Fierstein, the voice actor of Yao, is known for his drag queen performances. For example, he played the role of Edna Turnblad in the Broadway version of Hairspray. Number 22. Directors.
I need firepower. Who are you?
These two characters here resemble the directors of this movie, Tony Bancroft and Barry Cook. Number 23. Rambo 3.
Your worst nightmare.
Your worst nightmare is a reference to a line said in the 1988 movie Rambo 3.
Who are you?
Number 24. Dangerous. The Chinese characters on the rocket here say 危险. This means danger or dangerous in Chinese. Number 25. Stevie Wonder. The cricket is wearing sunglasses in this scene. This is just like Stevie Wonder in the music video for True to Your Heart. Well, that's it for this video. Did you manage to find any more Easter eggs, references, or hidden details in the movie that weren't mentioned? If so, be sure to tell me in the comments below. Also, what did you think of the 1998 animated version of Mulan? Let me know your opinion. I thought it was pretty good. It was entertaining, charming, and also tells a powerful message. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.